Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Delia Smith Show.
Nice.
Fish, and we've got butterfly butter, oatmeal, and a very luxurious smoked. Why is it, do you think, that we live? I think the main reason is fear. We want to eat fear when we're in restaurants, but we're afraid of cooking it, afraid of handling it, afraid of cooking it, and all that goes with cooking it. Now, why are we afraid? I think there's some kind of myth that was propagated years ago when people landed fish straight from the sea and it had to be gutted and scaled. Gut. And all that is terrifying. But nowadays we live in the age of modern fishmongers. They will do all the work for you. It doesn't need a lot of handling at all. And don't forget that, in my opinion, fish is the 21st century food. It's got everything going for it that we want in the modern diet. It's fat for the most part, and probably the best reason for buying and cooking fish is that in probably about 10 minutes. It's fat for the most part. Now, I've got half an hour to convince you now. Be afraid. I'm going to start by explaining to you what the various groups of fish are and how they're going to cook and eat.
Big fish, little fish. Big fish, little fish. Big fish, little fish. Cardboard box.
Well, if you'll forgive the pun, we're going to plunge right in at the deep end. And I'm going to tackle, first of all, perhaps the most frightening fish of all, and that's the herring. Now, what's good about a herring is you get money because fatter. And the thing they've all got in common, those four fish, is they have lots of lovely guts. So now I hope I'm going to take the fear away and show you how to deal with a herring. First of all, a good fishmonger will prepare it for you. He'll gut it, he'll remove this, take the head off. We want the tail on, I'll tell you about that in a minute. And what happens to the herring is you wash it, dry it very carefully with some kitchen paper, season it with some kitchen paper, and then you dip it first into flour, then into beef, and then into this lovely ingredient, which is coarse oatmeal. And you'll find coarse oatmeal is available at food shops. And what I've done here is it's got flour on this side, but on this side it's got the coarse oatmeal. And what that does is it gives it a lovely crusty, crunchy crust when you eat it. And all that's going to need now, which I think is ready, is a hot frying pan. And in Scotland, they always traditionally fry herring in oatmeal in lard, but I'm using lard here, but if you don't want to use lard, you can use a flavourless oil like ground nut oil, but it must be very hot when the fish goes in, then it has to be squished. And then that will actually need turning over halfway through. I always think it's best to drain fish when it's been fried on crumpled greaseproof paper, and that is going to be served with perhaps a bit of lemon or lime to squeeze over. Although I actually like on herrings, I actually like good old herrings. But anyway, I've got an accompaniment here for you, and this is a beet relish. Well, speaking of fish and the fear factor, I think probably one of the most fearful fishes to cook is skate. People are afraid of it. What every decent bit of fried fish needs is a homemade tartar sauce. One of the things that I think is really disgusting is that kind of factory-made tartar sauce that comes in little sachets. Sometimes it's nice to taste the real thing. And the good news is you can make tartar sauce homemade in very, very few minutes. So we start off with a food processor. You're going to have a food processor, of course, if you're going to do it quickly. And into the, first of all, goes one large food processor. And then along with the food processor, I've got 1 clove of garlic. I'm going to use half a teaspoon and half a teaspoon. And then I'm going to put the lid on the processor. switch on and blend those together. Everybody goes mad.